Start.
Hello everyone, my name is Tribhuban Narayan Bhattacharjee and I am here to present you guys on the topic that I have chosen, which is the binary oppositions in Heart of Darkness. So what is binary oppositions? Simply saying it's the opposing forces or the contrasting ideas that Joseph Conrad challenged. Normally we see that normally or traditionally, light is seen as a symbol of goodness and heavy is seen as a symbol of darkness. But Joseph Conrad in Heart of Darkness has reversed it. Here, the civilized Europeans are the ones who are corrupted and the Africans are the victims. So without any further delay, let's move into the first slide, second slide. Okay, so here we see the number one slide, which is the truth versus lie in Heart of Darkness. So, what is actually the truth? So the truth is, initially Charles Marlowe was a seeker of truth. He used to believe that Europeans bring civilization. Yeah.
Look at me and talk.
Okay. Initially he believed that Marlowe believed that Europeans were bringing civilization. But in the course of the novel, we see that when he was journeying through the Congo River, he saw a French warship firing, and this was the beginning when his perception started to change. And then, as he moved, then he realized that after watching cards, he realized the corruptive influence of European imperialism, and that is the lie. That is the lie that he confronted before he initially saw the truth, which is the wrongness of colonialism. Okay. So after that, then he said something like that. There is a taint of that flavor of mortality in life, which is exactly what I hate and detest in the world, what I want to forget. This is a quote in which it's very simple to understand this quote when you know the meaning of the word taint. Can anyone tell the meaning of the word taint here? No one. So the meaning of the taint is trace. There is a trace of death. So he says that there is a trace of death, a flavor of mortality in life, which he detests. He hates life. Life is thing.
Slow down.
Life.
Slow down.
Okay.
Listen to me first. Slow down.
Okay.
Don't be nervous.
Okay.
Okay. And do not underestimate the power of urban students.
Okay.
Slow down.
Okay.
Look at me and talk.
Yeah. So lies are linked with corruption, and that is what he mentions through this quote, which is the corruption of the Europeans. Also the truth is the Kant's final words in which he said the horror. That was the truth. So Marlowe was initially a seeker of truth. By the end of the novel, he tells a lie. But what was the lie? The lie was when Marlowe's wife, not wife, you can say her is intended. That's what in the text is referred to as the intended or the fancy, you can say. So when the intended asked what was the last part that Card said, he replied by saying that the last part that Card said was your name, and she said she knows. So we can also see the binary opposition between the of illusion and reality. By telling the lie to Card's intended, he keeps her in the illusion. Okay. So I hope this is clear. Let's move into the next slide.
No, it's not clear.
Anything?
I know you are a very serious student, so I'm wondering whether the R in Marlowe is intentional. Look at the word Marlowe. R.
Sir, when I was creating it, that I actually spelled wrong. Then I have to annotate and erase it and replace it. So that's why.
What about curves?
Yeah, I forgot to put that. I answered this.
Capital K.
Yeah.
Okay. Next slide.
Pardon me. Okay. So here we see the civilization versus savagery. Okay. So European. So I will begin this slide with a quote, which is hunters of gold, pursuers of fame, and they all went down the same stream. Okay, so this was one of the quotes. You guys, not generally, most of you guys, most part haven't read the test, so you can find this time. But since I read the test, I know. So hunters of fame. This line, hunters of fame, pursuers of gold, pursuers of gold. This is the way. This is the way through the Europeans have normalized. They have been doing this. They have been doing this for several years, for generations. Hunters of gold, pursuers of fame. They have been doing the same thing. They are dominating their they are colonizing the Africans and in the name of civilization. So, in the name of civilization, they actually bring savagery. So, he says that I have seen the level of violence. What is the violence? Violence means there is brutality. Okay? The brutality, we see the brutality in so many brutality. Like, for instance, you can see there was a character named Fresh Eleven. Okay? So, you guys know who is Fresh Eleven is? Anyone? Who is Fresh Eleven? F-R-E-S-L-E-V-E-N. Who is it? That's why I'm asking. Can anyone tell? He was a Danish pilot. Okay, he was a Danish pilot. After he died, just because he died, Maro got a job as a captain. Okay, so you need to know his name. So he was killed actually because of a trivial argument about two black hands. Okay, so we see the brutality here. He was a victim of the colonial things. Okay. So the level of greed, what is the greed here? The greed for ivory and the greed for dominating and establishing power over those Africans and the level of hot desire. What do you call hot desire? The hot desire is the obsession for power over those black Africans. So this is what it is. What we actually see the Europeans as enlightened. So we can also see there was a report named on the suppression of savage customs. Okay, here in the last line, Card said that exterminate the groups. We can clearly see his true intention here. So I hope this slide is clear. Let's move into the next slide. Okay, so silence versus speech. So silence versus speech. To understand this a little better, you need to know about certain things like about Chinua Achebe's An Image of Africa, where he described Maro as a bloody racist. Okay, he said he pointed out the racism in Conrad's Heart of Darkness there, and because what he was actually doing is here Conrad has shown how Europeans describe the Africans in their own way, their own perspective. So in response to Heart of Darkness, Achebe wrote another thing that is known as Things Fall Apart, in which he wrote this from the African perspective. Okay. So a black figure stood up with strong long black legs with waving long black arms across the globe. Here we see that a black figure stood up. So no identity here. Okay. So the Africans are given no identity. A black figure, just look at the signs. A black figure stood up with long black legs, waving long black arms. Once again, the movement is referred. No identity, no name, no voice, nothing. Across the globe. So this was one of the important lines that you need to understand very clearly. So, Achebe in his writings, Things Fall Apart, as well as his critical writing, An Image of Africa, he described all those hypocrisy of the Europeans. So describe the Africans in their own way. We can also see the words that Conrad has used. The Europeans have used to describe the Africans. Okay, so such as the Africans were described as someone with antelope horns. Okay, antelope horns and howled and leaped. Okay, they are seen as animalistic, like dehumanization. That's what you can see. That howled and leaped, wild-eyed and different. And
I'll give you 2 more minutes.
Only 2 more minutes. No over.
Look. student will get 10 minutes.
Give me 5 minutes after 11, I will complete it all.
I'll give you 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try to finish it.
Okay. So this was one of the things that sir mentions in his PPT. So most of the guys don't open what sir sent, so you have no idea about this. So this is one of the until the line starts to learn to write. The tail of the hunter will always glorify the hunter. So that's what it is actually. So yeah. Next. So no, that's not. Okay. So yeah. So I'm going to take risk like Michelangelo. Just like Michelangelo took risk in his arts, I'm going to take risks by analyzing it from the point of view of by referencing Apocalypse, not Apocalypse Now. Okay, Apocalypse Now is a film by Francis Ford Coppola, and it's a film by Mel Gibson. I'm going to do this. Okay, so what happens in this note? What happens in this film actually? It's very simple. So इसमें होता क्या है कि इसमें होता क्या है इसमें इसमें इस देश स्थित है इसका लोकेशन है मायन सिटी पे। यहाँ पर वो थोड़ा बहुत हाई प्लेस पे रहते थे, एलाइट क्लास रहते थे जो अपने आप को सुपीरियर समझते थे। ओके, they used to think that they are superior, just like the Europeans think that they are the superior ones. Okay, so then they thought two men named two men to bring a child to sacrifice him. Okay, and at the end of the cinema, so we can see that Spanish invention takes place. Okay, just like the Europeans invade the in order purpose. So Spanish don't have to go first. Okay, so these are the three characters. These two are sent to take him for sacrifice. Okay, so because they think they are the allied class. So yeah, so we can see the civilization but the savagery. High priest knows what the whole thing is the allied and superior. So he thinks that he has power over those tribes people, and he believes this okay to kill them. That's again hard of targets. Europeans claim to be civilizing Africa, but they are brutally enslaving and killing the native people for profit. Okay, so it's simple actually, very simple. So for the profit they are killing. So when we use in the last slide we use the word profit. So in the profit we can also see the Europeans were profiting by trading ivory. Okay, by trading ivory, and Marlowe described the result of trading ivory by describing the character of cards by saying that, and he described cards by saying an animated object made of dead ivory or something. Okay.
Last 30 minutes, seconds.
Okay, civilization this is Spanish 6 symbolized. Okay, civilization Spanish 6 here similar in Apocalypse and European 6 in hard purpose. Okay, so he was on. You can look at this guy. He has all the weapons and stuff, but just like Europeans and stuff, but the Africans have nothing. They are just wild people with spears and bows and arrows and something etc. Okay, so. Okay, then we see the last screen also in the jungle. Okay, then there's the video. Okay, the video that you are about to watch. I'll explain this video in just 3 seconds, 1 3 or 4 seconds. Okay, so okay, so here we see that the Spanish invention is taking place. Okay, Spanish inventions, they have the bows and arrows, and the Spanish invention is taking place just like in Heart of Darkness, the Europeans started to invade the Africans. Okay, so last time was the last slide. So it's a thank you everyone. So thank you everyone for all your wonderful presentation that has inspired me to get to this point. I didn't get enough time, so thank you.